Hello there, welcome to my channel, Everything Dance, your mentor. And following my last live talking about dance mums in general, I've been asked to talk about Dance Mums, the TV programme. Now there's so many questions about this could take weeks and weeks and weeks to answer them all. So what I've done today is condensed a few basic subjects to talk about today. And I'm going to talk today a little bit about Abby Lee Miller, and the idea is to condense some of the information talking about her. Today I'm going to talk about laws and rules that she breaks. There's so many of them, I could talk for ages. So I thought I would just pick a few out and talk about those today. So a bit of a mishmash of just little clips of some of the laws and rules that she has broken. So they're going to be minute and big crazy things all in this episode. So first of all, I've made some notes because I can't remember all the episodes and the series specifically. So I'm going to talk about, first of all, an incident that happened in series 8, episode 16. So if you want to look it up, you can look it up and see about it for yourself, the facts that the show showed. Now it's up to you to decide how much is staged and how much is real. And I like to call this the wheelchair dash. So this is the time when she was in her mobile wheelchair. So as I say, season 8, episode 16. Now she's in the auditorium of the theatre where the dance competition is taking place, and she's sitting there obviously in the aisle because she's got a big motorized wheelchair, and she's sitting there and she's waiting for one of her children to come on and perform, but she's being very rude, breaking her own rule of following the etiquette of being in theatres and watching competitions. And what is she doing? Well, she gets her phone out and she starts just scrolling through her phone when another dancer is on. Now, you're not allowed to phone out for any reason because you could be filming them or any sort of things. Now, of course, the TV films the children, but that is often done after the actual competition, making you think it is a competition. But anyway, she gets her phone out in the theatre and she gets called out by a mum, like, hey, not only have you got your phone out, put your phone away, but it's rude. And this is one of Abby's own rules where she says you must follow correct conduct. So she gets called out, and so what does she do? She doesn't like being called out. Now, she's very narcissist because she can call people out, make rules, but she won't follow her own rules. So she puts her mobile wheelchair in reverse, doesn't speak, just goes wheeling out backwards. And as she's going out, someone says, where are you going? I think it's one of the production crew. And she said, oh, I'm going to get a Baskin, whatever it's called, Baskin Robbins, is it? Ice cream. And she goes speeding off down the road outside. And this is a bit odd because the crew would be able to keep up with her, but they like make a big thing. They're the other side of the road, how she got that side. And they're trying to catch up with her because one of her pupils is about to perform and she's going to miss that. And so basically her mums are sitting there saying about, oh, that's like so bad. This girl has like spent ages. It's a big thing for her to be in this competition and she's worked hard and Abby's gone. So I basically want to just round this bit up by saying she always penalises anyone who walks out at any time. And yet she did exactly the same thing. Both the parents and Abby are wholly to blame for all events arising in and from the TV programme. So, okay, let's talk about another little rule breaking situation. She always talks to the children and parents in bad ways, but then she always asks them to leave or demotes, punishes children when the parents react to anything she says. So again, this is the narcissist behaviour. She always confuses discipline with controlling and bullying. She never needs to actually yell. So if you are a good teacher, you don't need to yell or punish. I've always found this with school teaching and dance teaching. What's the point in yelling? Even parenting, a parent who yells all the time when something really strong arises, it doesn't mean anything at all. And you won't get respect or be listened to when something serious occurs. She does know, of course, that all these children and parents are only there to be on TV. And some of you wonder, why do they tolerate it? Well, there's your answer. For Abi, they were actually her pay packet and her place to fame. She wasn't well known, no matter what she tells you. And it wasn't going to be Dance Mums, the programme. It was actually going to be following the teacher and the children. But they realised how much Abi riles people. So that's why they decided to make it Dance Mums. She also needed them to get her LA studio, which is, again, Abi lies and says, oh, she didn't have control and contracts and blah, blah, blah. But she knew what was going on. And the more controversy that was raised, the more money and series she got from it. She wouldn't be able to keep up the payments, obviously, on the LA studio, which is why it all fell apart in the end anyway, and why she ended up going to source people in England for more footage, because she just lost the following, really, in America. And as I said about the competitions, they actually redid most of the competitions for the TV filming. They weren't actually in the competition. And they edited a lot of errors in and out. And obviously, this is why some people said certain children should have won, but they didn't win. Or they were often actually filmed in the wrong age category as well. So if you want evidence of that, just watch all of them. You'll soon know. And this is why a lot of the time, while you're watching the child, you'll be edited lots of cuts to watch the mum's reaction, or Abi or other people put there to pretend they're the audience, because they wanted to miss certain parts out that they needed to cut edit. Another one, in series 5, Abi was served by Kelly, but you know it was for TV because they were talking about it in front of all the children. And they deliberately had the children all there and crowding around and listening. So, as I say, a lot of what you see is fake anyway, but I'm just telling you different times that she broke laws or had to deal with laws. What else have I put? Oh, many a time Abi states something never happens, or she never said it, when you can look yourself and say it was most definitely said or done. There's much full footage showing it happening. So actually, who can believe anything she categorically states didn't happen? So again, more narcissist behaviour. This is the thing that's wrong with Abi. Forget anything else you've heard or see or read. She's a narcissist, and I very much think she got that from her own mother. She just followed how her mother treated parents and children because she ran the dance school. Another time of being served, she got a lawsuit from Paige's parents and also about other parents' contracts. Now, again, I would be interested to know whether she signed on behalf of them. And remember as well, a lot of the children that were in the Dance Mums programme were not pupils of Abi's dance school. So a lot of them that you think were, they were actually brought in for the TV programme. And does it not strike you as odd? You never really saw classes. Very rarely you saw classes happening. And I don't believe Abi actually had many children at her dance school. So if any of you have got evidence of this, how many pupils she actually had, not what she says, then I would be interested in that. How many actual children were at the dance school? Because, as I say, even the main children on the Dance Mums programme were not pupils of Abby's. They were brought in for the programme. Talking about breaking the law, this is before she was in her wheelchair and before the big break of the law, which I'm sure you all know about, the money situation. She broke the law twice, days before her 1-year prison sentence. One of these was she was spotted by the police parking her Porsche SUV illegally in LA. She parked in both a red spot and also a handicap zone. And as I say, this is before, a long time before she was even in the wheelchair, which is another thing we might talk about another time. What's real and what's not, how much is sympathy. So maybe another time, let me know if you want me to talk about that. And of course, her main crime. We all know this. If you want more information on this, I do have all the receipts, as they say. The main crime was hiding nearly $1 million of income, and she had to do jail time and pay a $160,000 fine. So we know that was a really big thing, and that went on. And she was trying to use the mums to help her import some of the money. So I'd like to see the accounts for all she ever earned and what happened to it all. So maybe we'll talk about that another time. As I say, I've got so much to share with you. I can't do everything in one go, so I'm trying to make little condensed things of different topics. And if you don't know, all the notes of the TV show, the scripts are available, so you can look at those for yourself, which shows you how much is not real on the program. Nothing was real, and Abby said much was not real anyway. She said much was not real, and if you look at the scripts for every episode, you can see how scripted it all is. And let's finish on one more bit today. But do tell me in the comments what you want me to talk about next. You want more about Dance Mums? As I say, I want to focus on very specific things each time. So let's talk about Series 6, Episode 1. And in this one, Abby states that if the dancers mess up, they ruin her brand. Do you not think Abby ruined her own brand? And she's not worried at all about that she herself does that. So if you look at a lot of famous people or pop stars or anyone in the public eye, a lot of them have to act out or create drama or make sure the press are there when something's going down. And isn't it funny how everything that happened with being served, for example, Abby's TV cameras were right there, and the amount of breaks they took, they didn't do filming all day, all night. They wouldn't be allowed to by law. So always strikes you as odd if they're filming right at the moment when something happens, particularly, as I say, like the being served, they happen to be filming right that minute. So let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about, anything dance related at all, whether it be TV programs, certain dancers, dance subjects. As you see in the introduction, I can talk about how I became a dance judge or choreographer, how you can get into TV easily, anything you want me to talk about. And if it's a really huge subject, I'll do like this and just break it down to little small parts. So let me know. Don't forget to comment. Tell me if you do dancing, what sort of dancing you do, what country you're from, and where you go. If you go to a dance school, then let me know about that. And of course, let me know your thoughts on what I've talked about today. So until next time, thank you for watching, and hopefully you've subscribed and hit the thumbs up. See you next time.